Hi, how you doing? Please give me a sound report. Make sure that you can see me and hear me. I'm pretty sure you can see me. Can you see the T on my forehead? We talking about that. That's residual from my skin cancer surgeries. But we can talk about that over the night. Got lots of fun stuff to talk about. Okay, people can hear me. Senator Perry is here. E. Simon over in Australia is here. Sarnford's here. Yeah, I actually dug out my green screen today. As you can see, I'm real high tech. I got inspired by Electric Dreams video. I don't know if you saw Jack's video today where he had his green screen out and he did a ranking of all of the current wheels. He ranked them from S for superior down to A, B, C, and D. So anyways, for whatever reason, that inspired me to pull out my green screen, which I have not pulled out in a long time. I did mention in the chat, I'm drinking Miller Lite right now, but I do have something different in the cooler, but I wanted to warm up first. It's probably a good idea for me to warm up to it. I said before, when I drink alcohol, if I'm drinking something out of the norm, I usually do better if I warm up first with something that doesn't gross me out, because this other stuff that I have, it definitely grosses me out. I only drank it one other time before in my life. Senator Perry, Chroma Key is picking up something on the microphone. Well, yeah, it's probably, if I did that, now you won't see it. Can you still hear me? You should be able to. You should be able to, and you're also on my my Sony camera, my ZV-1 camera, my better quality camera. So yeah, we're up in the production value tonight. I can't believe that it's been. I checked. I think the last live stream I did was when I had 12,000 subscribers, and that was the beginning of April, I think. So yeah, it's been close to almost a month and a half. Not intentionally, but. Those of you that follow my video know that my videos know that I've had some stuff going on, a lot of medical crap, which again, we'll talk about that some more as the night progresses. eBoard 3R is here. How you doing, buddy? Let's see, who else didn't I say hi to? Mad Bevo. I think I remember you being on a previous live stream, Mr. Bevo. Spartacus, yes, Spartacus is here. And no, it looks like everyone got their guesses wrong with the color T-shirt. I'm sporting the original EUC Army blue shirt representing. Yeah, so everyone was wrong. Someone thought that I was drinking Zima tonight. The last live stream, I drank my last Zima, kind of thankfully, because it tasted awful. The aftertaste on old Zima is not good at all. So let's see what's been going on since the last saw you. Oh, Leo's here from Brazil. What's up, buddy? What's up? What's up? So yeah, I guess I can talk about this while my surgery. So those of you that don't know, starting in March, I had a physical in March. And I think I had my dermatologist skin check in March as well. At the physical, one of the things that they do once you get to be my age, I'm 54 years old, is they gave you an EKG. And when they gave me the EKG, they said that it looked borderline, like there was some irregularity there. And they did it twice to make sure that it wasn't just a misreading. And they said, okay, well, you should go to a cardiologist just to get checked out. Obviously I'm healthy, I'm active, I eat relatively cleanly, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? And my mom passed away from a sudden heart attack at the age of 67. So ever since then, that's always kind of like in the back of my mind, like, is there something, going on that I'm not aware of? So I was referred to a cardiologist, and it took me a month and a half to get in there. So at the cardiologist, I had my initial consultation with them. They did another EKG, and they saw a similar irregularity, nothing awful, but a similar irregularity. So he said, okay, well, let's do a stress test, an ECG, which I never knew there was an ECG and an EKG. And they did a vein test because he saw that I had varicose veins, pronounced varicose veins in my right leg, which really doesn't have anything to do with your cardiac health, but I don't know, I guess it's another way to get another test out of me. So I had those 3 procedures done, and the stress test where they have you on a treadmill for about 10 minutes and they keep increasing the incline, and then they have you and the speed, and you start running eventually. I passed the stress test, which I was pretty confident that I would. And then the ECG is basically an ultrasound of your heart. You're laying on your side, and the guy's taking the wand, and he's much like with a pregnant woman, they're imaging your heart and seeing if they can identify any damage that they see using that tool. And the ECG showed that I was more or less okay. It was anything they saw was pretty typical for my age. Nothing concerning. And the only thing that was a definite fail was the veins in my leg, but I already knew that. I already knew I had varicose veins. He says, "Oh well, you can wear compression stockings and stuff." And I said, "Well, I mean, compression stockings don't fix varicose veins. Like if they're painful, it can make the symptoms lessen, but it's not painful. So, really the only fix for varicose veins is to cut them out. So I'm just going to deal with having ugly vein in my right leg. So from a cardiology standpoint, I don't have to go back for a year. So that's good, right? So my heart should hold up hopefully for at least a year. Skin cancer. I've had a total of 3 different skin cancer surgeries in the span of a week. First one was here. The stitches are out of this one. This was my most recent one. I had this one done on Monday. In the back of the head, I don't feel like spinning around, but in the back of the head, there's actually quite a long one where I had 2 spots that were close together cut out. That was Thursday a week ago. So next Monday, this upcoming Monday, I go in to have the stitches removed from here and from here, and hopefully everything heals up and I'm good to go. So I wrote in my blog that having 3 surgeries done at once, it sucks. It's going to be expensive. It's annoying, and it really is my fault because I am the one because usually when I go to the dermatologist, he kind of asks me like if there's any spots that I've noticed. He does an exam, but it's I don't know that I've ever had him find something that I didn't point out ahead of time that we had surgery on. So anyways, I told him about this spot and this spot and the spot in the back of my head. And he said, okay, well, we'll test them. And they were basal cell. Well, 2 of them were basal cell. One of them was squamous cell. The one up here actually is squamous cell. But, they're out. I've probably had no less than 15 pieces of skin cancer cut out of my face since my 30s. So it's old hat to me, but it's still not fun. And actually not just my face. I've had them on my shoulder. I've had them on my upper arm. I've had a number of them, different spots. But so I'm as soon as the stitches are out, I'll be done with medical procedures for a long time because that's good because all my flexible spending money is already spent. So like I said, it's going to be an expensive medical year. So anyways, the overall prognosis is good. Cybervolt, good to see you. Thanks, man. Oh yeah, the Tesla. Yeah, that was another thing that happened. That happened the afternoon after I had the first skin cancer surgery, and I was pissed about that. Quickly, I was leaving work, and I was in the church parking lot. I was on the rightmost space, which is over by the sidewalk and the road. So I started to I put the car in reverse. I looked left, I didn't see anybody, and I looked right because you're right against the sidewalk, and there's a lot of bikers and stuff that go up and down that sidewalk. So I was focusing on the right, and I didn't look back left, and I should have. But I didn't, and I started to back out slowly, and then all of a sudden I hear a crunch, and I look around, and some woman in a minivan had driven behind me, and I backed into her. So initially, I got out, and I'm like, because I mean, obviously, I should have seen her, but she should have seen me as well. And I got out, and I said, "You didn't see me backing up?" She says, "I was stopped. I was stopped when you hit me," and she wasn't, obviously. And thank God the Tesla is always recording 360 degrees around the car at all times. And I had the video that clearly showed that I was backing out before she even got to where I was, and I was moving, and she continued to move towards me. And then I impacted her, and she continued to move probably another 2 feet, because there's a rubber skid mark on the back of the Model Y now as well. So long story short, I have an estimate for it. The holdup is I'm waiting to see how long it's going to take to get the parts. Ironically, I figured that it was a 50-50 fault issue, because I should have looked back to see her coming, and she should have seen me moving. So I figured it was a 50-50 fault deal. When I showed my insurance company the video I had of backing up, they had a different opinion. They said, "Wow, based on that, we're going to go after her insurance company. The fact that you were moving, you were backing out before she got to you, and she continued to come to you, actually shifts the fault towards her." So I don't know. I mean, I already got the check for it. I'm just holding on to the money until I can get it scheduled to go into the body shop. But that's the Tesla story. And I did do a little video. I was angry at myself, but I was also angry at Tesla in general, because for years, and it never affected me directly because I never had an accident, but for years, people have been complaining that the no Tesla, has rear crossing traffic awareness or a safety system. It's so commonplace anymore. If you have your car in reverse, the vehicle looks for any kind of movement on either side of it, whether it be a pedestrian, a cyclist, or a vehicle. And it sounds an audible alarm, let you know, hey, take a double look, or double check your blind spot. There's something moving back there. My Tacoma has it, and lots and lots and lots of new cars have it today. Tesla does not, and it makes no sense. And I was in a bad mood, and I was complaining about it. And I don't know. They actually, this is something that actually Elon mentioned, I think last year at some point, that, hey, we're looking at doing this, and that hasn't happened. But you would think a car that has all the tech that Tesla does would be able to avoid something as simple as that. So yeah, there's my Tesla rant. Skeptic 77. Have you ever tried jujitsu? No, I have not. But I do cardio activity. I do cardio machines at the gym. I road bike. I used to be a pseudo runner. So cardio wise, I'm in good cardio shape, and I play pickleball now. Pickleball, especially singles pickleball, can be pretty cardio intensive, surprisingly. Scout, what's up, man? Elevate your legs against a wall for a few minutes every day for varicose vein prevention. What the doctor said to me was, in addition to the compression, the compression socks, or whatever you want to call them, he said, like, you can get these little things to put under your desk. They're almost like a teeter-totter for your feet. And he just said moving your feet helps with them. And it might help, but it doesn't, like, you can't reverse it, right? It's not like I can make them go away. That's my understanding. That's always been my understanding, is once you have varicose veins, it's not like you can fix them. Maybe that understanding is incorrect, but that was always my understanding. Dave Silver, you had Mohs in your forehead. Yeah, all three were Mohs procedures, by the way. Mohs, for those of you that aren't familiar with skin cancer, Mohs basically means that they go in, they cut out the skin cancer, and then they immediately take it back and do like a biopsy on it to test all the edges and the underside to make sure that there's no cancerous cells remaining. If there is, you hope that they get it all the first time, because if it isn't, you're just waiting in the waiting room. And if they got it all, they say, okay, great, they got it all here. Come back in an hour and a half, and we'll stitch you up and we'll close you. If they didn't, you go back in and you get cut again. They cut the perimeter again, they test again, and then hopefully they got it all again. With two of the three of these procedures, they got everything the first time. The one in the back of my head, they had to go in a second time and cut some more. So I think the one Mohs that I had, the Mohs I had in my arm up here, I think they had to go in 3 times for that one. That was really bad. That one was deep. That was not fun. Yep. So Dave, you had that spot removed in your 20s. 20s is young to have skin cancer. I think I had my first one chopped off maybe mid 30s, something like that. Skeptic, my Kia K5 has a rear alarm when someone is too close. That's my point. I mean, I would venture to say that maybe more cars nowadays have it than don't. And Teslas, the most technologically advanced car in the world does not have that, and it also doesn't have blind spot monitoring, by the way. No, at least not practical blind spot monitoring. Real simple stuff. Like every car has that nowadays. Where something's in your blind spot, a little light comes on in your mirror, says, "Hey, something's in your blind spot." Very simple, very effective. Tesla doesn't have that. No audible alarm. It doesn't have it. If you're looking, actually, and I think the only way it warns you is like if you have your turn signal on, and there's a car in your blind spot on the screen, you'll see that car that's in your blind spot turn red. But it doesn't give you an effective warning. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. I love my car, but that does not make sense. A skeptic says there's surgery for varicose veins. Yes. I don't think I finished that story. I had in my early 30s, I was like 32, I had a bad varicose vein developing on my left leg. And that was uncomfortable. That was somewhat painful. And they actually did do surgery. They put, I don't know, it was like 4 holes down the length of my leg. And they almost like pulling a piece of spaghetti, man. They just pull that vein out through those little holes. And I had it removed from my left leg. So that's the fix. And I guess in other situations, like they can inject a vein and that will make it a collapse. But that isn't as effective as removal. And I'm sure removal costs more because it's a surgical procedure. But in my case, it did work well on my left leg. Simon has varicose veins. Yes. Pretty ugly, but not painful. Yes, they are ugly, but I'm not a chick, so I'll deal with it. BMC Flight. I don't know if I've seen you in a live stream before, bud. I have only ridden a Pine X for almost 500 miles. My GT shipped today. Oh, you have a Pine? Okay. Well, Pine X, I mean, it has performance numbers that are real close to the old XR, which I just heard last week that they're not making the XR anymore. I didn't know that until someone told me. Actually, I think Randall told me that. My GT shipped today. What advice do you have for me going from a Pine X to the GT? I mean, the GT is going to be, it's more powerful, obviously. But as far as riding it, I don't think you're going to have an issue. If anything, the pint usually feels a little more twitchy than the bigger boards. So no, I think Pine X's. I never rode a Pine X. I had a pint, an original pint, but I think GT is just more of a good thing. That's my opinion. Senator Perry had Mohs in your late 20s as well. Wow. Between my eyes, don't sunburn easily, so don't have a natural warning to get out of the sun. Yeah, I don't either. It's not like I'm fair skinned, and it's weird. Like my arms have been in tens of thousands of hours of sun, and I've never had anything removed from my arms. I don't know. Maybe face is more sensitive. The skin is more sensitive to sun exposure, maybe. Because this is the first time I've had them on my forehead, but I've had a couple times I had them right by my ears as well. Both sides are around my ears, right above my one ear. And like I said, like I'm up here on my trap, a couple times on my trap. So it's a pain. The thing is, like when you have all of this basal and squamous cell, the biggest concern is you could be have more of a tendency to develop melanoma. And melanoma is no joke. Melanoma can be fatal. Unfortunately, I know some people in my circle that have died from melanoma. So that is something, again, that is hanging over you if you have a lot of skin cancer. Sarnford says it will beep and nudge you back if you try to change lanes while cars in the blind spot. Model Y, anyways. So, okay, well, yeah, I guess maybe the accident or the impact avoidance would kick in. I guess. Okay. I don't know. I'm so paranoid about it that I'm always checking my blind spot anyway. So no, I have not seen that behavior. Obviously, I've seen the avoidance, the traffic avoidance feature. But man, just give me a little freaking light on my mirror, man. It's so simple. Oh wow, Gladys Christina's here again. She was here in my last live stream in April. Hey, welcome, Gladys Christina. What brings you around? Woodpecker Arborist. Bought my second EUC, a V11 now, and an AR, really? An AR Plus. An AR Plus. I'm trying to think, what is an AR Plus? I don't know. Fill me in. About a month ago, should I try a one wheel and which one? Well, the way that I went is I got into EUCs first, and then I got the one wheel XR second. Learning a one wheel is to me much easier than learning an EUC, and I've always said that I enjoy the experience of riding a one wheel more. I like the act of riding a one wheel more. I find it more engaging. I find it more enjoyable. I find it more relaxing than an EUC. An EUC, I've said, I wish I had a recording of this because I said it a million times. An EUC is specification wise smashes a one wheel. It goes faster. It goes longer. It can do more extreme terrain. Let's see if this works. Extreme. There you go. You can do more extreme terrain because of the bigger tire on an electric unicycle. So, if you have an opportunity to literally try a one wheel, like if you knew someone that had one and would allow you to try it out, that would be an ideal thing. You know, if you're in South Florida, I currently have 2 one wheels, so you're welcome to try one of mine. Dave Silver says, I wear a big ass hat all the time now. I do too when I'm out in the yard. I have like one of those big, it's not a sombrero, but it almost reminds you of one. It has a huge, it's a straw hat, but it has a huge brim on it. I do that as well. It's funny. The dermatologist said, like in Florida, because part of the problem is living in Florida, the sun is much more intense than other areas of the country. So sun exposure can be worse. And he said that it's funny, like the vast majority of people that get skin cancer in Florida that he has, it's on the left side of their face because they're driving and the sun is coming in the side window. Even though most people have their windows heavily tinted in Florida, he still sees the most damage on the left side of people. Oh, okay. So that's the alien rides. You got the alien rides, Nicola. Okay, cool. I've heard good things about it. The Foss. What's up, guys? Back from the dead. Glad you're alive. What gives? I was just referring to my medical procedures over the last month, roughly. I had a total of 5 different visits to the cardiologist and 3 skin cancer surgeries in that period of time. And there's other things. There are other things that I'll talk about maybe when I drink a little bit more. Physical and mental recovery. I'm trying to do both. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Gladys. The Foss says, question, would you rather ride a 16-inch or 18-inch wheel off-road in the mountains? Well, a 16-inch wheel normally will have more torque than an 18-inch wheel. Seems like the Master might be breaking that mold, but a 16-inch wheel will deliver you more torque. Of course, the issue is you want to make sure you have enough PSI in that tire so you're not bending a rim in the process. I I know, there's a lot of variables there. It depends on the terrain. There can also be pedal clearance issues. An 18-inch wheel typically will have a slightly higher pedal than a 16-inch wheel. But like, for example, the new V12 high torque has gotten a lot of positive things said about it. The torque on a 16-inch wheel is pretty significant. The 16X is a very torquey wheel as well. Gladys Christina, I was interested in hearing about the sensitivity of facial skin versus arms. Very fascinating. I don't know. I might sense some sarcasm in that question there. I don't know. But it is true. The skin in your arms is thicker, I believe. And like the skin on the back of my neck is thicker. Because like these stitches, like on the face, the stitches only have to stay in a week. I guess on the back of the neck, they said normally 2 weeks. They're going to allow me to have it removed after 11 or 12 days. It's real big of them. So yeah, I guess the thickness of the skin varies depending on the body part. So this is medical questions with Duff. Dave says, when I first got skin cancer, they thought UV couldn't come through automobile glass. Oh, really? Now they know that type B UV does come through the glass. So type B UV comes through even regardless of a tint, window tint. I don't know. I was under the impression that high quality window tint kind of blocked all UV, but maybe that is not true. Like the roof on the Model Y is really, really tinted heavily. Like I never feel heat coming through the roof of the Model Y, but I don't know, maybe type B UV is baking me on. I don't know. Harold, yeah, let's talk about the Master. It's looking pretty intriguing. Yeah, it's funny. Like Chase Hines, he's all about the Master. He loves his Master. It's but there are definitely some people that have had a more tempered response to the Master. One of the issues appears to be that shock, which is clearly a low. It's funny. The shock, like they said, oh wow, look how smooth it is, and it's so much smoother than the KS22. It is, but it also is very weak. Like I saw Adam mentioned that he thought that he had to pump it up to like 250 psi just so it wouldn't bottom out. That's kind of crazy. Now the good news is it's a standard size shock, so you can put a better shock on it. But it seems like the shock that they ship with the Master is not that great. There's been some what's that guy's name? Is Casey Bretthauer, the guy that's pushing those jump pads with adjustable fins or whatever. He is very down on the Master just from a QC standpoint. But I mean, it's a Pagode, so expecting it to have great QC is not anything that I would expect. It seems pretty clear. Like if you're into performance, the Master delivers on performance. It has high torque and high speed. Usually you got to pick one or the other. It seems like the Master will give you both. Yeah, and if you are willing to spend the money to put like high discharge Molly cells in there, I mean, yeah, you got a bitchin' wheel. I seem thirsty. So yeah, let me show you what I have in here once I get warmed up. This is whoops. Oh, sorry, my green screen is blasting. That's kind of funny. You can't see that. That's interesting. But the yellow is getting the green screen effect. This is a Guinness. Okay, just to end the excitement. It's a Guinness, and I've had one Guinness in my life. I don't like dark beer. I don't like bitter beer. The only time I ever had a Guinness is years and years ago. My dad took me and my ex-wife and all my family, my brothers, sisters, and significant others over to Ireland, and I actually had an official Guinness in Ireland. And much like I'm doing tonight, I first drank regular beer or regular-ish beer to kind of kill the taste buds so I could get it down. So that's kind of my plan tonight as well. That is the plan. Foss is getting thirsty. Well, do something about it, Foss. I don't know. Where do you live? Is it appropriate drinking time there? I'm not sure where you live, buddy. Dave thinks the tint does block the UV. Good. Well, then that means I didn't waste $400. Harold, you've seen some negative reviews in the Master. Like I said, anything negative about the Master I've seen, it's been, build quality. It seems that I was really surprised that Chris Clark already has a protection solution for the Master. I guess someone let him take a bunch of measurements on their Master so he could get ahead of the game. That basically covers the battery box and offers a lot of protection, because it seems like things could break pretty easily without that. The armor that he's selling, I think it's like $200, so it's pricey. It's expensive, but it looks like it's good stuff. So I don't know, if you're taking your Master into an environment where it could be hitting the deck a lot, that might be a worthwhile investment for you. Roger H says it doesn't come with a compression setting. It doesn't. Do you mean like a rebound? I thought it had a rebound setting. What do you mean by compression setting? You installed a Fox float-in mine, in yours? 390 PSI, really? Wow, how much did that cost? I know anytime I've looked at Fox shocks, they are super, super expensive. Gladys is not sarcastic. Okay, good. Well, thank you. Okay, Foss says, knowing both wheels and their specs and performance, I would take the Eagle over the Master in my mountains any day because of the extra shock and rim. Yeah, I mean, if you're serious about off-roading, I still think the S22 or S20, S22 is going to be better. One thing that I do like about the suspension in the Master, and I guess the Hero is similar as far as the suspension goes, is it seems like the design has less resistance in the up and down motion. It's pretty well documented now that the KingSong, the S20, the dual rails that they just have basically like plasticky, rubbery, hard bumpers that slide in the metal channel. It's real easy for that to get gunked up, and the end result is poor performance as far as sliding, a lot of friction, could require a lot of maintenance. And luckily, I'm not the type that's going to be doing a lot of that kind of stuff, so I don't think it's going to really bother me. But if you are, be aware that you're going to probably have to be keeping on top of that if you want your suspension to perform well. I know for me, I'm planning when I'm gonna put the stock pads on, even though I'm almost 100% sure I won't use them. And I'm going to ride it initially with the stock setting for the suspension. But I'm pretty sure that I'll wind up moving it down again, like Adam has done. There's I think 3 different settings that you can move the arm down, the suspension arm, and as you move it down, it reduces the compression, because a lot of people have said that with the default configuration, it feels sort of stiff. It's really great for absorbing like huge impacts, but for more subtle stuff like road riding, not so great. So I'm pretty sure I'll wind up adjusting mine down. Pretty sure. Harold says, I think the delicacy of the build overall seems to be a concern. The performance appears to be incredible. Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be quite honest, I am sick of waiting for my KingSong S20. The deposit was placed last August. In 2 weeks, it's going to be June. I'm sick of waiting for it. And if I wasn't waiting so long, I would almost say, okay, I'll just buy a Master, because the Master for my riding, my 90% hard surface riding, it'll be fine. It'll be fast. The range isn't fantastic, but it's enough for what I do. So, yeah, Master has some really, really good things about it and some not so good things. Simon says Guinness takes 10 minutes to pour. Well, I was going to just drink it out of the bottle. Now, someone told me that I could just pour it into a glass. I do have, maybe I should go put a mug in the freezer. What do you think? Maybe I'll do that. I do have like a Stein sort of thing. Put that in the freezer. It's cold. Oops. We'll see how this works out. We will see how that works out. I don't know. Guinness just is not for me. Keith Maricata. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, Keith. I don't know why I do this. Why do I do this when I'm talking? Just rubbing my. Is this some? Oh, this is where my heart is. I'm rubbing my heart. So I feel love for you, Keith. Thank you for coming. Duff, she was flirting with you, not commenting on your drinking. Oh shit. Keith, I need you as my wingman. I didn't realize that. Thanks, man. Cameron Massey. What's up, buddy? Sorry to hear about your health. Feel better soon. Well, I am feeling better, and I am hopefully over the hump with my health, so that's the good news. Hey, should I drop my S22 spot for a Molicel Master? Oof. Well, I would say, what kind of riding do you do primarily? If you're an extreme off-roader, well, I mean, you could do what Harold did. Was it Harold? Yeah, that put a different shock on the Master. The Master is clearly faster and has more torque than the S22. That's pretty clear at this point. And a Molicel Master would be a beast. Although I thought I heard that the Molicel version is like $600 more or something like that. It's quite the premium. But hey, if money's no object, sure. But if you're going to do heavy off-roading, I think the S22 would be better for you. But that's just me. But that seems to be the general consensus, I think. Oh, Keith just did. Oh, that's funny. So Keith just did that. Okay. So Keith, I wonder how many. Once the New York City fire happened, I wonder, and the more or less positive reviews of the Master, how many KingSong deposits got canceled or moved onto the Master? I bet quite a few. Okay, Roger says the Master only has a rebound setting that still lets it bottom out on any drop, no matter the PSI. Yeah, that's why I hear that it bottoms out a lot. And I guess that like it has like a metal, like the fender or like a lip that's over the tire is metal, and it bottoms out, and it's actually, you can hear it rubbing on the tire when it does it. So it seems like something that they would have kind of noticed, the Goat would have kind of noticed during testing, you think? Yeah, I mean, I might be, I don't know, maybe I'm asking too much, but that seems like kind of kind of something that you would notice. Cybervolt, Gladys, here you go. Oh wow, Cybervolt's giving Gladys some beers. Nice. Hey, Marty's here. I see. Hey, Marty, what's up, man? Hey, Marty, if you want to drop in, you're welcome. It's up to you. I know you have a very busy schedule. Spartacus, a local rider here in Minnesota, had a cutout on his Master this week at 15 miles an hour. Prior to the cutout, he washed it with a garden hose. Don't do that. Really? I hadn't heard about that. So what, his board fried? I mean, I saw the teardown on the Master. I would think as long as you're, well, so he must have like got up underneath there and sprayed it from below, I guess. Yeah, you definitely need to be careful when, well, I mean, that's with any wheel. You need to be careful when you're spraying it with water. Definitely. Angles matter. NH Guy, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Like I said, Mr. Electric Unicycles. Marty, I did watch, I couldn't watch your entire adventure video, but it did look like an adventure. I got vibes like when I took the, was it the S18 at that time? I think it was. when I took the S18 on that one sandy trail where like it was all super, super soft sugar sand, and I kept falling and stuff, and I didn't know how the hell I was going to get out of there, and I felt like kind of lost. That's kind of the vibe I got from your adventure. But it did look like an adventure for sure. Harold agrees that waiting for your S20 since last August is too long. It is. I'm getting tired of the waiting game. I really am. I kind of, I don't know. I kind of want to realign, because it used to be like I felt like I wanted to get wheels early, because people like to watch me review wheels, and I haven't been given a wheel by a dealer to review early since, when's the last one that I reviewed early? V11 and S18. I reviewed those early, but other than that, yeah, that's it. That's the last time. So am I going to screw it, man? Maybe I should just wait, or maybe Marty can just send me the wheels once he gets done testing them. Although I know he wouldn't want to. Cybervolt, drink it all at once, gulp it down. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I want to remain somewhat functional, so I don't need to shotgun it. Maybe Marty can tell us more about the Master soon. Maybe. I heard a couple of people talking about the EX20S. Wrong Way got it, and Jack was talking about that as well. Jack did not have good things to say about it. He said it felt like a boat because it's 110 pounds. Said it handled poorly, it accelerated poorly, didn't brake that well. I mean, if all you do is like cruise long distances, might be fine. But for everyday use, it did not sound like a real practical wheel. Oh, Dave. All right. He's going to ask me a deep question here. If you had to give up all of your PEVs, would you keep the EUC or the one wheel? If I could only have one, I can't have anything else. I can only have one. I would probably have to stick with an EUC, just because it's more practical as far as being able to go distance and terrain and stuff. It would be a tough decision though. I would feel sad. I would feel sad about not having a one wheel anymore. I can assure you of that. But if push came to shove, I would still probably have to go EUC, because I am a logical person most of the time, depending on who you ask. Roger H. Marty back. Oh, yeah. Marty, I know you don't say your name that way. It's just a bad habit. Marty Backy. Did you guys know it's Backy, not Back? I only learned that like last year. Marty Backy is a smart, good-looking guy with tons of good advice and wisdom. Wow. You guys should get a room. Wow. Scout is loving your Hero High Speed. I've heard lots of good stuff about the Hero. Lots of good stuff. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. I have a treat for you. This is going to make some people very excited, especially Roger. Hold on. This was not. No. Just give me a second. Okay. We'll see how this works out. We'll see if my surprise works out or not. Okay. Sensei Vegan's here. Hey, buddy. Happy Friday. Hey, happy Friday to you. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the guys. Scout says that the S22 is only superior for Mike Leahy jumps. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, the general consensus is high impact in general is handled better by the S22 than the Master, which appears to bottom out very, very easily. Marty says you need to define heavy duty off-road. I love my master on my trail running. All right, well, maybe we'll talk about that more in depth shortly. Scout says, explain more, Marty, for Duff and listeners. Okay, well, we might honor that request. EUC Vibes is live. What is Tommy doing, man? EUC Vibes is live right now? What the heck, man? I have to give him help. So Keith was riding. Oh, so you got to ride the S22 on test day. Good lacking torque and top heavy. I have heard it's top heavy. I heard that the torque is better since the firmware update. I've heard that multiple times. So I assume it's better. And the issues with the exposed rails in the S22, yeah, that is an issue. That does not seem like the best design there. It seems like it could be problematic over time. The good news is it's not horrible to get to those rails to clean them. But all right, guys. So are you ready? Let's see if I can prepare. Extreme. Hey, it's Marty. I don't think you've been on a stream with me since I had the 10,000 subscriber stream.
Give me one second. I got to get my mic set up here.
Okay.
Not working.
I see something in your ear. Simon says the EX20S is the same weight as my wife. Yeah, it is. It is pretty darn heavy. Still can't. I can hear you, Marty. You can't hear me?
No, I can, but my microphones aren't working. The good one.
Okay. All right.
Can we disconnect? Okay. Can we connect?
Yeah, I can take you out. Yeah. Okay. Bye, Marty. Okay. So while you're on the hot seat about EUC versus one wheel, which EUC is your preferred favorite wheel right now? I was afraid someone was going to ask me that because it depends. Yeah, since my last live stream, I picked up that used V10F, which is a great all-around mid-range wheel. It's not my favorite. I mean, for me and you know my aches and pains and stuff, the V11 is really hard for me to beat. It's just it's smooth, it's fast. If the V11 had V12 speed, it would be ideal. It would be like perfect for me. And not like I'm a speed demon, but I would like to have that additional ceiling that the V12 has. So yeah, I would think that if I can only have one wheel, it would have to be a suspension wheel. Just, you know, it just works better for me. All right, so I see Marty trying to connect again. So let's see how we do. Here we go. Hello, test 1, 2. Marty Backey, can you hear me?
Hey. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway.
So what? You can't hear me, or what can't you hear? Because I hear you.
It's not going through my Bluetooth.
Of your headset. Oh, okay.
So, anyway,
I'm just using my speakers, anyways.
All right,
hello.
Good to see you. Anyway.
Hi. I'm glad you're back from your adventure, man. Man, everybody loves you, Marty. Scout says, good-looking man joining the video.
Yeah. By the way, Roger H. I don't. I gather you don't really know who he is, but
no. He's a big fan.
Yeah, Roger's. Yeah. Well, anyway, he's a local rider, so we ride together a lot. I'm not sure if he had the first. No, I don't think he quite had the first master in Southern California. He did a video where I think he was exceeding 50 miles an hour on the river trail.
Is that the guy that you drove to his house to ride the master?
No, that's another local rider, Dan.
Okay.
So anyway.
Yeah. So you don't have a master now. You just you rode it a couple days, right?
Yeah, I had it for 3 days. There was a James Van Crofton. He was another local rider. He bought one and had it airshipped and offered me to, said, hey, you want to use it first? So he had it airshipped to my house. So I
Crazy.
unboxed it. I set it up. And then I rode it for 3 days, and then I gave it to him. So I joke with him. I tell him he just wanted me to be the test dummy.
Yeah, probably. People are asking, like you mentioned how when you took the master on the trails, like you didn't have any complaints about the shock. Although I have heard from a lot of people that it bottoms out all the time. So you have not had that issue when you rode it. Maybe they're heavier guys.
No, but. And I get it. That's the general consensus, but that's why I say, in my opinion, you have to explain exactly what you mean when you say trail riding and what kind of riding does it cause bottom out. Now, I'm not a jumper,
right?
I fully admit I'm not a jumper. So I took it up Mount Wilson. I still need to get that video out, but it's a 4,500 foot climb. The wheel was amazing. My best experience, better than the Hero when I've ridden the Hero up there.
Oh,
Certainly
wow.
better than the S18. And this is a rocky trail, but
Yeah.
I'm not doing 1 foot drops. I'm riding over rocks sometimes like this,
Right.
and going through ruts, stuff like that. But I'm not doing big drops. And for me, I didn't feel like it was bottoming out. I think I was running at 220, 230 psi. So for me, the shocks were great. It smoothed it out. Beautiful experience for my old knees. I love it, and it has I think the highest pedal clearance of any wheel yet. So James Van Crofton, the person who loaned me the wheel for the first few days, he had an EX, which is their first
suspension.
That wheel has really high clearance, but he acknowledged that, the Master has even more pedal clearance. So when you're riding, for me, man, riding rocky trails where you don't have to worry about, I had 0 pedal clips. I was able to slowly climb over rocks and stuff. And so it's got extreme power. It's got incredible ground clearance. And if you're not doing hardcore trail riding where you're doing a lot of drops, I think the shock is great. If you're going to be doing a lot of drops, clearly the S20, I'm not going to say 22, the S20 has
just like Gotway and Good, right?
Yeah, that was still lame when they did that.
It was dumb. Yeah, it was. I agree.
And like you, I'm just so frustrated. Did you pay for the wheel, or you just have a deposit?
Just a deposit. Yeah.
I paid for the wheel.
No, you did. Yeah, I know.
In October.
Early October. Yeah.
And I've sworn off. That's the last time I ever buy. That's the last time I ever pre-order a KingSong wheel for sure. That's just, they like in Inmotion, they're going to announce a wheel, and then 9 months later they're going to deliver it. God knows what's going to happen between the announcement and when it gets delivered.
They both do that. It's really annoying. It really pisses me.
I'll stick with Gotway. They release a wheel, and 1 month later, people are riding them.
Can't argue about that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, did you take the Master up Overheat Hill? I don't remember seeing a video about that.
No, that didn't.
I'm sure it would be fine.
Yeah, I didn't think it was appropriate to risk that. Okay. But like you say, that wheel has extreme power. Or and the 4,500 foot climb to Mount Wilson, that ride is guaranteed to overheat wheels that will overheat for sure, because it's a 4,500 foot steady climb.
Right.
And the Master is just like the Hero, super cool running. I think the fan turned on a little bit, but it's not very loud, and
it never got hot on that ride up to Mount Wilson.
No, it was always running. It was always running cool. I think Gotway, they've got it. They probably screw up down the road, but currently they seem to have gotten they're getting it right with cooling. They've got huge heat sinks now.
And they're following like the KingSong method, where you have a huge metal block that you're attached to. Yeah.
And then the chamber, like the Hero, the Master, the EX20S, it's all like above the wheel, kind of open to the air on the top and the bottom. It's a great design.
Did you see someone said something about, I guess on one of the forums, someone cleaned their Master, they like blasted it out with a hose, and then it cut out on them at 15 miles an hour. I don't know if they popped the board or they got water where it shouldn't be, or.
No, I didn't, but why do people do that?
It's dangerous. Yeah. You don't want to put pressurized water up into your.
Sometimes I'll use water, but basically I just use a bucket with a sponge. If I'll wipe the wheel down. If I need running water, I'll just squeeze the sponge, but no pressured water. No.
Well, I mean, I think the wheels are like, it looks from the design of the Master, like rain hitting it from the top would be okay, but like shooting it from underneath, that's you're rolling the dice, I think. Yeah, it's kind of
and obviously it's not a perfect wheel. All the new generation from Gotway, I think they're a little lacking in the weatherproofing, because they're pretty exposed from the bottom.
Are you so did you say that you ordered an EX20S, or you are going to?
No, I'm waiting for I was going to get a 20S, but then I found out, this was a few months ago, I found out that they were coming out with a 4,800 watt-hour, 134 volt suspension wheel, 22-inch tire.
Oh, so that's not going to be 20S. That's going to be something else.
That's their next release, and but 4,800 watt-hour wheel. So
that's insane.
But that's going to be great for me, because I have like 100. I have some 120 to 30 mile rides in the mountains that I want to do that I can't do right now, without charging. But with that wheel, I can do it. So hopefully in a few months, I might be able to get it when they release it.
Do you have any concerns about the viability of something with that much battery because of how big it would be? Because I've already heard people saying that the 20S, the couple people that have ridden it, is that it's basically a boat, because it's 110 pounds and it handles like shit and doesn't brake well, doesn't accelerate well. But the 20S is a 100 volt wheel though, right? Yeah, that's not a 134. It's a 100 volt wheel.
Right.
Okay. So.
Well.
How heavy do you think that wheel's going to be? How heavy?
I know, but I'm thinking I'm considering it a Monster Pro class type wheel, and the Monster Pro is a pretty unwieldy big wheel, but you get the hang of it. And I don't take it on tough trails, and I don't think the 4,800 watt-hour wheel I would be taking on trails. That would be a street wheel, extreme range, and with suspension, super comfy.
Yeah, for street, I think it'd be great, because I still remember that video when you took the Monster on the, I don't remember how hilly it was, when you were pushing up the hills and you were like hating every minute of it, and it definitely was not a good experience.
I don't want to do that, but I mean, how much does a motorcycle weigh? You don't worry about it. Once it's moving, you don't.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Once it's moving, it's true. But it does have two wheels instead of one.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit easier. Because you saw that Adam got the EX20S, I guess, to review.
Yeah, he's got them all. He needs I guess he needs to have fireproof bags for all of them, because I know he's a Gotway hater, that's for sure.
It's kind of, well, it seems like he's not as bad, but because I guess he says like he liked the batteries on the EX20S. They seemed more professional the way that they packaged them, and look a little bit better the quality wise.
I'm joking. I give him a hard time, but I think in my opinion, and this is probably because he's making a living doing this. Okay, I'm not making a living, so I can call BS when I see it. And in my opinion, he's just being maybe politically correct. I'm not sure if that would be the right word, but he's trying to play the safety kind of a safety police, be all above it all, like, oh, Gotway wheels, they're unsafe, and on principle, I'm not going to own any Gotway wheels, and I'm going to take.
Oh yeah, you did say that. That's right.
Take all my videos offline because I think it's safe not to show people the possible. I think it's all BS. And
did he say that? I didn't hear that. He said he was going to take his videos with Gotways offline. I did not hear that part of it.
No, he already did.
He did? I didn't know that. No.
He removed all his Gotway videos, because he felt it's unsafe to. It's not. He's not being a good community member by highlighting Gotway wheels when they're unsafe. And now, I think last week one of his recent videos, he said he's putting them back online unlisted, and he's providing a playlist or something. So you can see him again now, but he's not going to promote them at all. I'm sorry, I'm calling it BS. He's
right, well, I don't think Adam watches my live stream, so he won't hear this. But that's okay.
I don't care. I'll say it to his face if I ever meet him. Adam, I think you just I don't know what you're doing, but it doesn't feel.
Drink some more beer so you can tell us what you really think.
Well, I like Adam. I'm just being upfront about that part, and I think it's because he's making a living at this. Yes. So he's trying to be the adult in the room, and it just doesn't come across good to me.
You don't think it's genuine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Keith asks, have you heard that you can purchase the P42 cells and put them in your older Gotways, even the S18? From what I hear, those are the Molly cells, right? The P42s.
Yeah, I know.
Eagles is selling that. They're selling an S18 with the Molly cells.
I haven't seen any. I don't know. Are there any real world actual tests that really demonstrate the effect, the change in performance on all these different battery packs?
Well, I mean, I think with the Molly cells, it's just because their max discharge rate is so much higher. I think it's like, instead of 10 amps, it's 40 amps or something like that per cell. So it's a much higher discharge rate. I don't know that the wheel takes advantage of that or not.
That's my point.
I don't know.
Do the wheels take advantage? I think it's marketing. I think, unless I see something that demonstrates it. But
it's a lot of money. No, they're expensive, man.
I guess so. There's tire nerds out there. I'm not a tire nerd. So the tire nerds, when they get a new wheel, oh God, the tire they put on this wheel is crap. I gotta rip this off. And
I hear that all the time now. I'm just like, I don't care, man.
This Michelin tire, Michelin XYZ, it's the greatest tire, man. You got to put that on your wheels. And so there's the tire nerds. Now we're going to have the battery nerds. Oh, you got to have the Molly cells, man. Otherwise, your wheel's crap, man. You just can't take advantage of its real power.
Wait, I got to timestamp this. I got to cut out the tire nerds and battery nerds. That's good. It's true. Like some people, like I mean, they're much more dialed into their tires. Maybe it's like an audiophile. People that are like really into music. They hear things that I don't hear. With tires, maybe they feel things I don't feel. I don't know. But yeah, that you do hear that a lot. There's a lot of tire snobs, I would say. Certain tires are good, certain ones are not.
I've heard I've gotten some feedback from other people that they will acknowledge that, yeah, some tires will be seem maybe a little better, but it's for them, it's not enough to make them change the tire. Maybe if they have to change a tire down the road, they might change it to an improved tire, but
Yeah.
it's not like day and night, in my opinion, obviously.
I mean, the only time I changed the tire for the sake of changing the tire was when I changed my Sherman from the street to the knobby, just because I like the knobby. You know, I like the street, but I like the sound of the knobby, and it just, I don't know, just visually I like it better. So, but yeah, otherwise I would not be changing tires. So did you? I know Jimmy did a video about the S18 with the Molly cells. I didn't see it, so I don't know if he talks about something in there that there is a significant difference. Because I know you did a video on the S18 where you talked about it being easily overpowered. So I'm wondering if that is not the case with the Molly cells, maybe.
Yeah, it would be interesting, but yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I just don't trust I don't trust KingSong wheels for for extreme.
Well, I mean, but there might be a tangible benefit to a Molly cell. I don't know. I don't. I would pay that much with the way I ride. I don't care. I don't need to spend an extra $600.
But if
for those batteries.
let's say, I'm pretty sure that you lose range too. They're smaller.
You do. Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing. Like with the S20, you know, they're putting the Samsung. Oh no, the Samsung 40Ts or whatever. So it's actually going to have less range.
Yeah.
They're higher performance cells, but they're going to have less range. So.
For me, I'm more of an average rider, and I'm not, supermanning it, and I'd rather have the range. I'll just stick with the standard.
I would like to do that as well. Sensei Vegan likes your tire nerds and battery nerds monikers. Yeah, I like that as well. Subset of EUC nerds. Yeah, that's true. Everyone that's into EUC is a nerd of some sort. Oh, I know I wanted to ask you, Marty. I thought Ulf told me that were you going to do some sort of video about the Master or something? There was some quality thing, something, I don't know, something shitty about, I don't remember what it was.
Oh.
QC related stuff or.
Yeah.
Was it the Master that we're talking about specifically?
Once.
Yeah. You're doing ASMR to the. Oh, you're on your phone. You're swiping on your phone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Yeah, I think I decided not to do it just because I'm not really a battery nerd, and I don't follow details that closely. But it had to do with the Master. Has 4 battery packs, and they're all in a series, right? So if you lose a battery pack, you're out.
But that's why they all are, right?
No, they're in parallel. You have depending on your wheel, you'll have
the packs are series, but then those packs are parallel together, right?
Right, but okay, let's talk. What's a battery pack in this conversation? Battery pack is one of the modules.
Yeah.
With a bunch of cells.
In series.
Right, and actually, in that one of those modules, there's a bunch of batteries in parallel and in series internally. Okay, but each battery pack, say for a 100-volt wheel, is 100.8 volts. Each battery pack, and they're all in parallel. Then they're connected in parallel. On the Master, they're in series. So each battery pack is 33 point something volts.
Okay.
So they're in series. So they're all added up together, become 134 volts.
What's the reason for that?
Well, we don't know exactly, but the theory is that the Gotway chose that route for the BMSs. A BMS is cheaper. A BMS for a 33 volt battery pack is cheaper than one that has to manage 134 volts. So they cheaped out. That's one theory. It's a theory. We really don't know. But the concern is, okay, let's say on your older wheel, you're like a Sherman. If one of your battery packs goes bad, you're not down. You can still ride the wheel.
Right.
And presumably, if it goes bad while you're riding, you're not going to face plant. Okay.
Could you still be having 100? You'll still have 100 volts or whatever.
Yeah.
Less range, but you would still have the same voltage, more or
Right.
less. Mm-hmm.
But now, of course, you could still face plant potentially if you're a low battery. If you're 20% battery, say, and you're kind of going fast, and then one battery pack goes out, your voltage sag could really get extreme at that point. Maybe you could cut out. I don't know. But how many battery packs fail while people are riding? I don't think that's really a thing.
Well, yeah, I'm confused by that because, like, if the packs are in series, my understanding of something that's in series is if something in that series fails and breaks, that whole series, it kills it.
Right.
Like say this. So I would think that would effectively kill the wheel.
It would, and that's the concern. However, battery packs don't typically fail. What's gonna fail is a battery cell.
Right.
Now in the master battery packs, there are 33 volts, and I forget. I think it's eight cells. I gotta say this. I think it's four cells in parallel are connected in parallel, and there's 8 of those in series internally into that pack.
Okay.
And that provides you 33 volts at whatever the watt hours is. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, if a cell goes bad, one of those cells on the you got 4 cells in parallel, one of those goes bad, and you've still got 3 cells which are functioning. So the whole chain, the whole internal serial chain in that battery pack doesn't go bad if one cell goes bad or 2 cells go bad.
Right.
So I just think that there's nothing to this story.
That's an interesting strategy. So maybe that's because what you heard so long with the S20 was one of the big holdups was designing the BMS for 126 volts. So maybe that's one of the ways that Gotway got around that is by like you said using a lower voltage BMS that they didn't have to re-engineer. That's interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did not realize that. Let's see here. Cameron says Molly cell might actually have more range with less watt hours. Okay.
I don't know.
What do you think?
This is all theory. I would need to see some real
tests. Yeah.
In a perfect world, like I would have two of these wheels with different battery packs, and that's what you have to do. You have to take 2 wheels, same battery, different battery pack, and do the same riding with both of them and see how they compare. Otherwise, it's just conjecture.
Right. So Marty, I wanted to ask you, what is your current wheel count at? I've lost track. I don't really know. I know you were trying to keep it around 10-ish. I'm curious how many wheels you currently have.
Let me count them real quick.
I thought they were in the garage. Are they in the workshop?
Yeah.
Okay. Or is the garage the workshop? I guess it is.
I only have 8 right now.
No, are you serious?
But actually,
What?
in my mind, I only have 6 because I don't think the M10, my 2 M10-3s really count as on serious wheels,
Oh,
right?
you still have both M10-3s, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow.
So,
So you really have cut down on your wheels. That's amazing.
yeah.
And you have a Sherman Max, right? Or no, you still have 2 Sherman. You have a Sherman Max and a regular Sherman still.
Right.
I wonder if I can name your wheels: Sherman Max, Sherman, Commander, Hero, right?
Right. Monster Pro,
Monster Pro, and the 2 M10-3s, and that's it.
S18.
Oh, you still have the S18?
Yeah. And
Wow.
and the EXN.
How do I not know you have an EXN? I don't
I
remember.
bet it.
I don't think I've ever seen you ride an EXN. Really?
No, I've had it for a long time. Just rode it today. Went to a little
Well, that
bit.
sounds like more than 8. I mean, I was loosely keeping track in my head, but that sounds like more than 8 wheels, doesn't it?
No, it's 8. And then of course I'm getting the S20,
S20.
even though I don't. I guess you could say I own it, even though it's not in possession yet.
So you don't have any other wheels on order other than the S20 right now?
No, I'm just waiting for that 4800 whatever. That would be the one I'll get. You know.
So do you have a timeline for that, or it's this year sometime? This year, I assume.
Well, Gotway drops a new wheel every month, so I'm hoping pretty soon.
And you're not going to buy the Master.
I do have a budget actually, so I would love to have a Master since it is a really. I was super impressed with I loved riding that wheel.
It's the first wheel that I've ever heard of that has monster torque and incredible top speed at the same time. It's usually you had to choose one or the other. You know?
But I tell you, guys, this Master has incredible torque. It's just amazing power, and the build quality. That okay, so in my opinion, the Hero is the best built wheel I've ever seen.
I've heard multiple people say that, which surprises me.
It's a super impressive wheel. And I think that was their first. That was kind of like that was the first wheel of this design. You know, where it's a metal framework. There's no plastic posts inside with brass threaded inserts that your things screw into. Yeah. The Hero has a big, massive metal framework, and you've got bolts. Everything screws into this metal framework. It's amazing. And you know, on the Master and the EX20S, between the battery packs and the seat, there's a gap, and people have complained about why the wires are exposed.
Yes.
On the Hero, they have a clear plexiglass panel there, so nothing's exposed. So the Hero is more waterproof for sure. So my opinion, it's the best built wheel, but following closely would be the Master and the EX20S. They're phenomenal. If you see one up close, you just be impressed with the build quality. It's really better than the S20. But I mean, not that the S20 is bad, but it's just got more plastic and doesn't have a metal subframe like the Gotway wheels have right now.
So when you rode the Master, I mean, the Master felt like the torquiest wheel you ever ridden. I mean, most power going up the hills and stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether it's the most, but it's not lacking at all.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and it's cheap. Relatively cheap, right?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on the batteries you get in it, but what, $3,000, something like that?
Well, I believe it's cheaper, maybe by a couple $100 than the S20.
Well, yeah, it is cheaper than the S20, right?
And you can buy the Hero. Well, you can buy the Hero or the Master right now, and you can be riding it. You might be waiting till September or October before you get the S20.
What do you mean you could be riding a Master? No one has them in stock, do they? Heroes, I heard you could. I didn't know the Master you could. Because now you want to go buy one.
What do you think the people who have them?
Well, they not through a deal. I mean, they air freighted them though, right? They didn't get them like through Alien Rides or E-Wheels. I don't think.
Right, but you can't air freight. You can't air freight an S20. You can't get an S20 no matter what you do.
Right.
I'm just saying. Obviously, there are people in this sport with deep pockets. This is not electric unicycles is not an activity for a teenager, right? That realistically,
no.
You know, a lot of people, from what I see, have money who buy electric unicycles, and they buy the accessories. And I know I know 4 guys who bought Masters and had them airshipped. They paid the $400 premium. So if you want the most powerful wheel on the planet right now that happens to have suspension, you can be riding it in a week or two. And good luck with S20. Like I keep saying it.
Who facilitated that? Did they buy them through Ray, or like who did they buy them through that they got them airshipped? I mean, $400 isn't terrible to airship them.
I think if you go to the right, Ray for one, but let's see, V, she got one from Free Motion, and I'm sure E-Wheels is a very conservative dealer. Okay, but they provide really good warranty service and so forth. But so if you want your handheld, and a lot of people need that, and that's great. And that E-Wheels is there for you. But there's a lot of other dealers who will facilitate that. You can Alien Rides, Free Motion, Rev Rides. You can go there.
If I contact Ray, he could arrange for me to get a Master airship to me.
I'd probably have to introduce you to Ray.
I've had contact with Ray, but not recently. So, you can vouch for me.
You could.
I'll kiss the ring.
Yeah. So yes, if you wanted one, Ray could facilitate that, and people can buy them from AliExpress. I never know how to say that. AliExpress, right? You can buy a Master. Yeah. So if you got the money, you can get a Master now. If you got the money, you can't get an S20 now. I'm going to keep harping on that because I think KingSong's dropped the ball.
I don't know if you've heard or you saw my video when I talked about, because E-Wheels has 40 S20s.
Yeah, I know. Just sitting there. And they won't sell it no matter how much. Yep.
I mean, to be quite honest, it pisses me off. I mean, because I told Jason, I said, I'll put the firmware update on it. I'll sign a waiver. Send me the wheel. I'll buy it. I don't care. But like he will not do it, and I guess they're supposed to get a few of these upgraded packs sent to them, and once he puts those packs in, then he will release the wheels, but not before. And I don't know. It's kind of annoying for me.
But to tell you the truth, the S20 it is a special case because the combination of that firmware and the fact that the fuses weren't properly. It's not clear what kind of fuses they have in the battery packs, but I don't think the firmware is enough. I wouldn't. I'm not sure I'd want to be riding an S20 with just only a firmware update.
You wouldn't trust the original. See, I mean, my viewpoint is all of those demo wheels went out, had those packs. Nobody had an issue other than that one wheel. I mean, I just didn't. I don't know. I understand the concern, but it almost seems like a little bit over the top, just because tons of people beat the shit out of those wheels, and yeah, I just and with the way I ride, I mean,
Yeah.
come on. I mean, I'm not gonna beat the shit out of the wheel. So, but whatever. But it is annoying. I mean, I really am annoyed about it.
I hear you, but now my understanding is like my S20, the group that like Ray, okay, the group of us, the shipment coming, and my understanding is it's been on the boat for a while. So I mean, it's definitely the hardware, everything has been fixed supposedly, and
Yeah.
you know, so maybe I'll have it before. It's amazing. It's mid May now. It's about maybe July.
That's insane. Yeah, and you're in the West Coast, so you'll get it sooner than most. But man, it's crazy.
And what's sad is, I mean, yeah, obviously I'm going to be happy to get the S20 in, but it's like the shine is all gone. It's like there's no. It's kind of like there's no enthusiasm for the S20, right? I mean, it's like the Master. Clearly, it's got. That's what's going on right now, and
Yeah.
who's talking about the S20? It's like when I'm going to get the S20, it's going to feel like, oh, right. I guess I just got an S20. Let me go ride my my Sherman Max for a while. I mean, I don't know.
It's crazy. I mean, like with the Inmotion V12 is the same thing. Like they started hyping that thing, almost a year prior to them being available in quantity. I mean, it's a bad idea. Yeah, I totally agree that the S20 is like, hey, okay, well, we've been talking about this for almost a year now, and oh wow, great, we're gonna finally get them. It's just it's annoying.
I don't know if they're going to change, but I think they should change, and that they shouldn't announce a wheel now until it's ready to ship in a month or two at most, right?
It's got to be closer. Yeah, it's got to be closer to being released. So Cameron, I guess Cameron is referring to the whole Molly cell thing and the advantages, I guess. He says, so the reason being performance over the voltage range of the cell and an eliminated sag and much better thermal performance. Okay, well, that makes sense because they have a higher discharge rate. Current cells have a steep drop-off in performance on a curve. Okay, so I guess the Molly cells, that curve is flattened out somewhat, which makes sense. It should for what they cost. It should. Makes sense.
But we don't know how, again, how is the wheel going to make use of this? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Keith says, wait, Marty, so you said you love the Master? Yes. Is that surprising? It is a Gotway wheel. Oh, okay. So Keith says, you love the Master, but you're getting the S20. Well, Marty, you paid for the S20. When did you? October, right? You said October 2021 in full. You paid in full.
Yeah, there was no Master. Master was in the dreams of one of the Gotway engineers when the S20 went and bought it.
Isn't that crazy? That the Master has already been released to the public, and it wasn't even a thought, when you put your deposit on the S20.
So knowing what I know now, obviously I would if I hadn't bought the S20, I'd own it. I would own a Master right now. I'd be writing my own copy absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Giant 5, owning an EUC is like having a Rolex. It's a luxury. Well, it is a luxury item for sure. Scout's Honor agrees that Scout has he is a hero as well. It's funny how so many people have said that the quality on the Hero is so good, but remember that I think I commented on one of your Facebook posts that video that was done by that Czechoslovakian dealer who ripped the Hero to shreds, saying it was a piece of shit. Basically, like everyone says, no, man, it's great. So it's funny.
I can't remember the details, but I did watch that, and there was a lot of BS in that thing too. A lot of hand waving that I don't know. Yeah. I own one. Okay, I have it, so I can only speak for myself. The wheel's been great. It's not the best wheel. Doesn't have the best suspension. Clearly, it's kind of clanky. It's noisy,
Did you
But
get rid of that creaking? Like I remember when you did the
yeah,
over yellow, it was like real creaky and squeaky and
yeah, it comes and goes, and basically, when I oil it, it's good for a while. So that's definitely on my copy anyway. It's a bit on the noisy side. You know, the S20 is noisy too. You know,
yeah,
they got moving parts,
yeah.
so they're not quiet. But the Hero is definitely a little on the clanky side. But functionally, again, I'm sure it bottoms out. But on the trail riding that I do, it's great. And the Hero also has amazing power. I mean, the Hero is like a RST. You know,
I've heard that. Yeah.
yeah, but with
Yep.
suspension. And
Mhm.
and unlike the RS, which tends to overheat and it's got heating issues and crappy fans, and the Hero, no, that thing is a super cool running wheel.
Well, the Hero has a big heat sink as well, right? So
Yeah, massive heat sink that's sitting out in the air. So yeah.
So EUC sir says Duff needs to do an LA tour first. Yeah, I was talking to Larry Zarkov about that. He still wants me to come out there. I heard a little birdie told me, Marty, that the cross country thing that might, or I think that's been killed. You're not going to be riding cross country.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. This, you know, so Ray owns a sports bar, and he's it's his tour. He's been doing all the, he bought a van specifically for this. He's
Yeah,
outfitted it.
yeah.
He's put a lot of money into this tour, cross country tour, and unfortunately, you hear about people don't want to work apparently now. I don't know how they make a living, but
I've heard that. Yes.
so he was he's been struggling to get people to work, or he gets people to work, he hires them, half of them don't show up for the first day, or they don't last a week. And so bottom line, he just figured he just
He doesn't
can't
feel comfortable. He doesn't feel comfortable leaving the business alone because he has
no,
to. Oh wow, that sucks.
he can't. So he had to pull the plug a couple weeks ago, and maybe next year, I don't know, but definitely off.
He's not getting rid of the van, I hope.
No. He's still kind of an animal. He's probably going to ride across the country one or twice this year, going riding different places. I haven't formally announced it yet, but I'm leaning heavily towards doing the tour this year. Now that I'm not going to go do the cross country, seems to be
I've heard
seems
that.
to be interested in doing the tour again. People like it, so.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I can make it work. I don't know, maybe I'd love to come out there and meet some people. Larry already said that if I came out there, I could use either his Sherman or his Hero. So
Really?
yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Larry and I talk pretty regularly.
Better. So if you come out here, it'd be great. A lot of people like to, you're a celebrity, man. There'll be a lot of people like to meet you. A lot of people love to give you a hard time too, I'm sure, for various reasons. And
I'm sure they would. Yeah.
and you'd get a workout, man, because the tour is only for hardcore riders here. No wimps allowed to the tour.
Yeah, I might need to use the Hero so I can survive it. My back actually has been doing better, so knock on wood. If I continue to improve, yeah, no, that would be awesome. I mean, it would be so cool to be out there with you guys.
So if I do it, again, I'm almost 100% sure at this point I'm going to do it. I just need to convince myself just a little bit more, but because it is a lot of it's a lot of work, because every day got to get up, get out there and do this thing, and you're pretty tired at the end of the day, and then got to do it again, and the next day, and for 8 days long. But it'll be October 6th. It's the Saturday right around, I forget what this year it is. 17th or
I think mid-October, right? Yeah.
But the Saturday closest to October 16th, that would be the start.
Okay. Yeah, if I came out there, I don't know that I would feel obligated to ride every day, but yeah, no, it would be awesome.
If you come out here, you're going to be obligated to ride every day, Duff.
Well, I mean, Larry probably wants me to take a karate class or something with him, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. No, but yeah, I'd love to. Let's see if I can make something happen. Oh wow, EUC Easter. So the LA tour back on. Yeah. So you haven't formally announced it, I assume?
No.
It seems like some people have an idea. Some people will be excited about that. I mean, you do a good job.
It's pretty fun. You know, if you've never ridden with well, like last year, our biggest day was Saturday, and we had 80 people.
That's crazy, man.
And no e-bikes. I'm
No e-bikes. You had e-bikes last year?
No. I'm saying I make a point. My rides are not all inclusive. I don't care about e-bikes. I don't care about scooters, one wheels. I don't want them involved. You know, this is for electric unicycles, hardcore riders, serious riders. You know, if you don't have a Sherman, you know, you're probably not hardcore enough. And
I have an important question though. Are remote control cars allowed on the ride? Because I might want to bring mine with.
Well, yeah, Yoshi was riding it last year, but
Of course he was.
my understanding is he's kind of backed off on that a bit. So.
Oh, he has really. What he got arrested or what?
No, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that myself. It just it was cool. It was cool a couple times. You know, it's cool. It's fun and everything, but every time the thing is, you're riding a wheel and there's other people around you, and then you got this RC car snakes up goes by next to you. You don't know what's going to happen with it. It's just I don't know. I don't think it's the best mix, safest.
Really, I think it's a great idea. I've reconsidered. I think I want to live more like Yoshi and less like me. So no, whatever. You know, whatever. But anyways. So Roger, your friend Roger Marty hasn't confirmed the next tour. Well, I don't know. It sounds all but confirmed to me, Roger. We'll see.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I got to decide the routes and what to do and.
So you might do like different rides.
What's that?
You might do like different routes than you've done in the past.
Yeah, every year it's been a little different.
Well, let's not go on that adventure route that you just run.
Well, yeah, no, I probably wouldn't do that, but
no, I hope not.
The thing is, I could easily do a 2-week tour. I mean, there's so many fantastic rides, and maybe that's an idea. 2-week tour.
Wow.
See, the reason I did a 7-day tour is to try and encourage people to visit, to come. You know, if you live in Chicago and you think, oh, the tour sounds cool and everything, but it's 2 days long, you know, that's a hard sell to do all the logistics of coming out. But a 7-day tour, you know, that's more of that's an event, right? And it's something that, yeah, you can make a vacation of it. It's worthwhile putting the energy into traveling to go to something like that. And like I was saying, 80 people. I think I'm not sure what the smallest ride was. It could have been like 40 people. I mean, it's so fun. You're cruising on the roads or back roads or wherever you are. Got a huge crowd of electric unicycles. I mean, it is really impressive to be riding, and it makes a really impressive statement for all the people who see us. It's pretty cool. It's cool.
No, it's. I mean, from the videos I saw, it looks really cool. Larry's here. Larry, we were just talking about you. We were talking about Marty's possible revival of the LA tour and how you offered to let me ride one of your wheels since I would not have one. Although Marty does have some wheels, but I know that Marty does not like to rent out his wheels or loan his wheels out, which I understand. So I don't know that I would either.
Well, I don't rent. I don't think anyone should really rent a wheel. I don't know, but
I understand. You don't. Once you open Pandora's box, then it's like, hey, you let so and so use your wheel. Why can't I use your wheel?
I do loan wheels periodic. Like this weekend, we're going on a 60-mile ride, and I'm loaning someone one of my Shermans, but I don't like to make a point of just like, well, I won't hand over a wheel to someone that's not riding with me. So that, hey, can I borrow a wheel for a week because I'm out here doing stuff?
I understand.
Because you just don't know what's going to, you don't know what possible abuse can go to the wheel. And then if it breaks, what happens? And I don't know, it's just.
Yeah, I understand. Is Tech Toys still in business? Nevin from Tech Toys? Because I know he was renting wheels too.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Nevin in quite a while, actually.
In a while. I wonder if he's still.
He's in San Francisco, and Alien Ride
ran him out of business.
Yeah, he might even be associated with Alien Ride, so I have no idea. They're definitely in friendly terms. Kevin.
Oh, wow.
Kevin and
there's a note. The website is still up, but the last note I see in there is from 2/25/2019 that new KingSong KS18XL units are arriving in mid-March. So, yeah. There's nothing recent on there. There's no newer wheels, so I think he might be out of business, or associated with Kevin. I don't know.
Right.
Interesting. All right. So Larry says, Hero or Sherman, your choice. Nice. I guess the Hero would probably be my preference because of the suspension, but then I would have to rely on charging for certain rides, or certain rides would be out of the picture, actually.
Yeah, because we don't. Now again, I on the first tour we managed charging, but it was a pain in the butt, and it was just. But we didn't have much choice because of the wheels available in 2019.
Yeah.
But things have changed, right? So now.
Like what's the minimum watt hour that you're looking for most rides?
Well,
1800 doesn't cut it anymore.
It could do it for a couple. It could do that wheel could do for a couple of the rides, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, a Sherman is a great wheel for the tour. And the thing is, Duff, what's the best wheel?
Sherman.
Yeah, and what's the best wheel last year?
Sherman.
Yeah, the Sherman has been best wheel in part of 2020, mid 2020. That's when it
came out. 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So it slaughtered the competition at that point. It was right. I mean, the wheel was amazing. All of last year, now the Max came out. It's the wheel right now, and the Masters. I mean, the Max. The Sherman generally, it's such a great wheel, and the Max. There's some impressive improvements. Are you aware? A lot of people aren't aware that, and I wasn't actually initially because I wasn't going to get one, but once I got one. Are you aware that it has a hollow bore motor? A lot of people aren't aware.
Really? No, I did not know that.
And it has probably a better one than all the competition. So
in what way? How
well, so most of the wheels coming out now, right? They have a hollow bore motor, and there are these big bearings, right? They have a big open cavity.
Yep.
And so if you look at the Max, initially you think, oh, it's actually just a solid axle. Well, it is. I guess you could, it's hard to classify, but I'm going to classify it. I've been convinced that it's a hollow bowl motor because it has a big solid axle like this. I mean, it's big and it's solid, and it has. I think it has three tapped holes, the bolts that connect
For the pedal hangers.
the hangers to it,
Hmm.
and so it's got a bearing on the outside of this big shaft, and then it's got a big square cutout that the wires can go through, and it has 10 gauge wires now that go through to the motor.
Oh wow!
10 gauge, right?
Wow.
So
it doesn't use shims anymore. There's no shims.
No, it's just like all the other hollow bowl motors. It's got bolts that go right to basically to the bearing, the whole assembly, but it's small, so it doesn't have the big, which is more susceptible to water and dirt and all that kind of stuff. It kind of looks like a old-fashioned solid axle, but it's much beefier. No shims.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, like, again, it escaped me that change.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
So, is there like a teardown video where that's? I haven't seen a teardown video on the Max. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a teardown, but I want to say that.
I was going to say that has a 3,600 watt-hour battery, right? Not a 32, it's a 36 in the Max.
36, but this is where the Commander. I wasn't sure, but I've validated. I've proven this now since I've been riding the Max more. The Commander is still the longest range stock wheel that you can buy on planet Earth right now. So if you're a guy that
runs through a lower voltage, is that why?
No, it's 100 volt, just like the Max.
No, I mean like the 0 volts or zero battery is a lower voltage on the Commander.
It's just like the Monster Pro. It runs to 74.5 volts.
Okay.
The Max, 75.5, maybe. It does seem to run a little lower than the Sherman, but and this is of only interest to guys that really want to go long distance. But the Monster Pro has 3,600 watt-hour. Yeah, right. And I'm guilty. So the Monster Pro's 3,600, the Commander's 3,600, and the Commander and the Monster Pro both go to 74.5 volts. But the Commander gets 10% more range than the Monster Pro. And I don't know. It's got a smaller motor, I guess. I just think it's more efficient, energy efficient. It even compared to the Sherman Max, for a given distance, I'll have a higher voltage on the Commander than I will on the Max. I'm starting to get confused with all the names of all these wheels here. But yeah.
So the Commander, you never really fix the overheating issues, right? I mean, with most of your riding, it doesn't overheat, but it does have a tendency to overheat in certain situations.
Right.
But the Monster Pro did as well, right? Until you put your air scoop in.
Yeah. And I want to add an air scoop to the Commander to fix that. But so obviously the Commander. Look, if you're not an extreme distance rider and you don't care about being able to get the extra 5+ miles out of the wheel, which can be important when you're doing a long distance ride with no charging available, and you don't want to have to walk the last 2 miles, which I have done. That extra 5 miles is important. But if you're not one of those guys, you don't go extreme distances, but you want a big battery, go with the Max because there's no overheating issues. The Max is a pretty cool running wheel. It's got the roll cage. It's got seat options. It's a better wheel. Only for extreme range is the Commander better.
So,
the Max also has more power too, which with the Sherman lacked the power, and the Commander had the power, but now the Max matches the Commander in power.
So I'm trying to figure out where does the Monster Pro actually excel for you? Just road, I guess. Just open road, I guess it would be good.
Yeah, like I'm gonna
not as good on the road. Oh, I guess it, like you can't sit on it like you could on the Monster Pro or Commander.
Right. Yeah, I don't have a seat option right now for the Commander yet.
I mean, it wouldn't be as comfortable as the Monster Pro would be, I assume, seated.
I think not. Well, we don't have not including shocks. The Monster Pro is just so comfortable. That 24-inch tire, it's really nice. It rolls over everything, and it's such a cruising. It's a cruiser wheel. So
I never rode one.
It's nice.
I don't think that I could justify spending. I mean, at this point, I appreciate suspension too much to spend that kind of money on a wheel that doesn't have suspension. Let's see. Larry says, if memory serves me correctly, there are a couple of split days on the tour where you could do first or second part of the day. I don't know. Is that true?
Well, there's 1 day.
Only 1 day. Really?
If I don't modify the tour, currently we have a day, where there's 2 small rides in it.
Okay.
But Larry, don't give Duff any outs here. If he's going to come here, he's going to ride every damn day, and he's going to put in the work.
Hey, come on, I got the option. I told Larry, I said that I probably got to go to like a karate class or something, right? If I'm out there, so.
Duff, you're a physical specimen at. I mean, you look like you're in great physical condition. So
you have no idea, Larry. Larry Marty, you have no idea.
I know, but still, the bottom line is you're pretty good shape. So
I do all right.
Yeah.
Marty, have you? I mean, someone your age. I mean, have you discovered pickleball yet? I assume they play pickleball in California.
If I've heard of it, I've forgotten. What is pickleball?
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. What?
Pickleball is like the fastest growing sport in the United States. Pickleball is a hybrid of tennis, racquetball, and I wouldn't say ping pong, sort of, but it's played on a court that's about a fourth of the size of a tennis court, and it's played with a ball that's similar to a wiffle ball. Naples actually hosts the U.S. Open of pickleball. Pickleball is exploding in popularity, especially in Florida, but I assume in California as well. And there's a lot of older people that play because it's not as fast as tennis, and you don't have to move around as much as in tennis, but it's a lot of fun. I'm surprised that you never heard of it, Marty. Oh my God.
So guys, I guess Duff's just calling me an old guy, right? An old fart right now. I'm saying.
You are 61? Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you 61? Oh my God, dude. That's crazy. Although you don't have scars on your face like I do, so. And you probably haven't had any cardiologist appointments either lately.
No. Yeah. Maybe you guys stop drinking that Zima.
Yeah, well, no, I drank them all. I have none left. So, do you go for like physicals and stuff, Marty, or what do you? I mean, your age. I mean, you can't get Medicare yet. So. Oh, you do? Okay.
Keep going, Duff.
Well, 4 years. You get 4 years. No, actually, well, yeah, you can get Medicare at 65, I think.
Yeah. I have no choice, but yeah, go on physical every year.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, because I went to my physical, that's a requirement for my insurance, and my EKG was borderline, so that's what sent me down the cardiologist rabbit hole.
Of course, I don't think I've ever had an EKG as part of a physical. That's not normally part of the physical.
Ever since I was 50, it's been part of my physical. Yeah.
Really?
You've never had an EKG?
No.
What? Marty, come on, man. You're 61. You need to get an EKG, man. Have you had a colonoscopy?
No, I'm not going to have one of
What?
those. No.
What? Oh, are you serious? Oh my God, man. All right. Well, colon cancer is no fun. I've had 2 of those actually. And I mean, the actual procedure is nothing. It's
I know. It's all the prep.
It's preparation.
But there is risk whenever a long object's going to be stuck up and wander around your internals. I mean, really, there are risks to it. And
perforated colon, yes, that is a possibility. But I guess the way the lease has been pitched to me is that the risk is worth the benefit. If you catch these things early, your survivability is greatly enhanced, I guess. So
I guess it depends on risk factors, and also according to my doctor, there's basically a poop sample type test where it's like 90% effective. And
yeah, there's a blood. No, okay, I'm thinking about prostate cancer. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You can poop in a box, I guess, and get it tested. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sure people love old man problems. But anyways, yeah. So I can't believe you never had at least an EKG. Wow, I'm surprised. So you had family heart problems, or that's good.
No, I think I have good genes on my side in terms of heart and cancer and all that kind of stuff. So
okay, good. Roger knows what pickleball is, Marty.
Well, he's younger than me. He's more into sports and stuff.
He started playing it in junior high. Really? Wow. There's a lot of young people that play it now. Actually, a lot of young people that play it. It's. I always thought it was stupid. Like if you watch it, like it'll kind of appear dumb because there's portions of the game where you're just like dinking the ball back and forth real slow, but then all of a sudden it gets real fast, and it's I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's a lot of fun. I really wish I would have discovered it like 10 years ago before my body started to kind of break down a little bit.
I'll look into it after when I get off this.
EUC with Lucifer says pickleball hasn't migrated to California yet. Really? That's so bizarre to me. I thought it was kind of a nationwide thing, but it's super popular in Florida.
Well, Larry says it's in West LA somewhere, but
oh yeah, okay.
Not sure I want to go left than
like down here that they've been converting tennis courts to pickleball courts. And they build a new park like a mile from my house, and they have 6 brand new pickleball courts there just because it's so popular. This place where they have the U.S. Open, they have 65 courts. It's huge. And I actually went to the U.S. Open. It was like 2 weeks ago. Tons of people. It's crazy. You'd like it, Martin. Well, I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't like it. I don't know. Have you ever played racket sports before? I don't know. If you played a racket sport, you would like it.
Yeah, way back when. Seemed like tennis was real like a thing back in the 80s, 70s, 80s and stuff. And
yeah, I used to play tennis.
I did tennis for a while back in the 80s and handball a little bit, but.
Larry says, Marty, if you want to avoid a colonoscopy, just tell them that you're in the SAG union and insist on hair and makeup. They won't do it. What?
I saw that comment. I don't know.
What does that mean? Oh, Larry. So Larry, you've never had a colonoscopy? You seem to me like you would have a colonoscopy, but
I think I can avoid a colonoscopy by just saying I'm not going to have one. I don't need to be a member of a.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like we have age requirements for our insurance. So like once you turn, you have to have one, or you do not qualify for the best insurance rates.
Well,
so Robert,
I don't work, so I don't have that.
Yeah, I know. I'm very jealous of that. I think about that often, Marty, how jealous I am of your position. Robert Lynch, what did I just walk into? Robert, you walked into 2 elderly men talking about things. Issues.
Yeah.
Oh, so Robert, if you play tennis, badminton, and table tennis, I guarantee you will love pickleball. You will love it. See, the difference is, Marty, like with tennis, you have a strung racket and the ball is very bouncy. In pickleball, the ball is dead. It's not dead, but it's much deader. So you can hit the ball hard, but the other person still has an opportunity to play because you can't drive it by them that easily. So it encourages like longer rallies. It's exciting. It really is.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Sounds interesting. You're a master for. After all this, I assume you play it.
I played today at lunch, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we played doubles. Me and a coworker, we played doubles against two guys that go to the same gym as me, and we beat them 4-0. So just saying.
All right.
So Pure Steve says it. He said pickleball started in Washington State. Really? Wow. I mean, it's been around for. I think it's been around for about 10 years, something like that. And I don't think that it's been. I don't think it's in Europe. I haven't seen it in Europe at all. I think it's like an American thing. Scout says, have you guys ever played Frisbee golf? Yes. Actually, I just played. My buddy Randall was down here a couple weeks ago, and I played some Frisbee golf with Randall. I wasn't very good at it. Have you ever heard of Frisbee golf, Marty? Maybe you haven't heard of that either. Based on your face, I would say no.
No, that disc golf, right? It's that thing. Yeah. They actually have that. There's one on the 10 miles from my house. I ride by it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Ave Maria, that place I ride to semi-regularly on my range test, they have a disc golf course there. So yeah, no, it's fun. It's different. I like pickleball more, but yeah. Roger, mask era gets a colonoscopy at the library. What does that mean?
It's an inside joke.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. I see. There's a new rider on your rides, Dawn Champion. What is did she just get into electric unicycles or something?
Yeah, she's a crack up. She's really nice. Very super enthusiastic. She's she just got into it a couple months ago now. Or I think
because she's a Sherman, right?
Yeah, no, I saw her. I got her to join my my Telegram group locally, and then she's just like, she discovered these things, and she bought an RS as her first wheel, and then she fell into our group and started learning all the, you learn a lot when you socialize with other people who ride, and this is great about having a community of local riders. And then so she soon discovered that I need to get a Max because I need to keep up with all the rides that we do in Southern California. The Max class wheel is kind of the wheel to have. Otherwise, you're going to be left out on a lot of rides.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny to think like a RS class wheel is
1,800 watt hours. It's nothing anymore.
Yeah, an 1,800 watt hour wheel is that's not going to really pull it anymore.
I remember my first Monster I got was 1,600 watt hours, and I'm like, oh man, that's like incredible. And yours was 24, right? Yeah, you had the 2,400 watt hour Monster.
Oh, just going back through memory lane, right? I started with a 640 ACM. Yep. Immediately had to get the 800. I needed to have another 160 watt, and then I don't know. Then well, actually, before that, they came out with the first 84 volt. Not the first, but the first Gotway 84 volt wheel was 1,100 watt hour ACM.
Oh, the ACM was the first 84 volt wheel for
the
Gotway?
The Gotway, and it was 1,100 watt hour wheel, and I bought that from Ian. That was that time.
From him? Because I thought you got your M Super V3 from him. I didn't know you got an ACM from him.
Yeah, we both got the M Super, right? I think from him. That was the 67 volt.
Right.
Then the 84 volt came out, so I bought that from Ian.
And that was exciting. Wow, 1,100 hours. It's amazing. And then,
Oh, yeah.
of course, Gotway, they've been doing this all along. Some people think this is new, but they drop new wheels every few months, right?
Yeah.
Then they came out with the 1,600 watt hour wheel, and that kind of was a baseline for a couple of years, 1,600 watt hour.
Yep.
And
That
now,
was top of the line.
then it went to 1,800 once we went to the 100-volt wheels.
Mhm.
And now it's like, yeah, it's like 2,200 watt hour is probably the new low end wheel. If you want to keep up with the big boys, if you're doing
Yeah.
group rides and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, the big boys. and soon to be 4,800 watt hours.
Yeah, well,
I still can't imagine what that's going to weigh, though. It's going to be crazy. Uh-oh, Marty, we got a doctor. Dr. PD is here.
uh-oh.
The age for colonoscopy screening has been lowered to 45 from 50, so it is important to do the colonoscopy.
Look, that's from a doctor. If you build a home and you want advice on safe, keeping your house safe, don't go to the fire department and ask for advice from a chief of the fire department, because he's going to have you he's going to have all your doors locked, closed in the house. He's going to have fire what do you call it, the sprinklers in the ceilings.
Yes.
So
yes.
if you go to a doctor for advice, yeah, you're going to get you should get a colonoscopy when you're 25 just to be safe, because we see clients every once in a while.
45, not 25, 45.
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but
my deal was, like, I got one at 50, and when I got one at 50, I guess they removed a polyp, and I guess it was significant enough that they said, okay, well, you got to come back in 3 years, because if they find nothing, then they say 10 years, so you got to come back in 3 years. So I had another one at 53, and that one was okay. So now I don't have to go back for 5 years. But I guess if you don't catch it, then I don't know. Anything that has to do with the rear end, I really want to minimize any sort of surgical procedures that have to do with that area.
Well, guys, I guess Duff just wants to talk about colonoscopies today.
Yeah.
Can't get away from the subject.
I do. So, okay, Marty, just entertain the people for a second while I go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be really fast. I'm not going to give myself a colonoscopy or anything.
Hey guys. Colonoscopy talk. Anyway, I hope everyone's enjoying riding wherever you are in the world. It's of course, weather in Southern California has been great all year long, more or less. But it's springtime throughout the world now, right? In Northern Hemisphere. So all you guys are getting out and doing some riding. Feel sorry for everyone who's been waiting for the S20. It's really a bummer particularly if you live in climates where you only have a few months of riding time, and now you might not get your wheel till July or August. That's rough. But you could always get a master. Don't pay attention to all those guys that say the master is a bad wheel or it's a Gotway low quality wheel. It's there have been some issues with some masters, and I know let's see, James, the guy who loaned me his master for a few days, he actually bent the rim on his. He was going says he's going about 30 miles an hour, and he hit a curb that he didn't see and destroyed it. So he bought a new rim from E-Wheels, and Roger helped him swap it out. He's riding again.
How do you not see a curb?
Well, I think it was a night ride.
Oh, okay.
Night ride going fast. And, this brings up a subject about about crash worthiness of wheels, and this one again. Some people really push their wheels hard and they ride them hard, but the guys that I know that do that, they don't make excuses. They know that they're risking their wheel, and they're big boys. So when the wheel gets crashed and destroyed, they suck it up and they buy the parts and they fix it up. They don't blame Gotway and say, "Oh, the wheel's properly built." No, it's a if you take you take any high, a wheel is a pretty impressive machine. I don't know if like I still remember when I got my first wheel, the ACM. It struck me as when I took it out of the box and turned it on, it struck me that, man, this is a serious machine, right? It's not like lightweight, it's heavy.
I very clearly remember why, because for a while ACM was your favorite wheel.
Yeah,
and you would say that it's just the manly wheel. ACM, I remember.
It's a solid. Our wheels are solid machines, and you take a motorcycle and you drop a motorcycle, things are going to break and snap off, bad. I've gone through a lot of wheels, but I don't abuse them. I ride them hard, but I only a couple wheels I've actually fallen off going fairly fast and where it skidded and tumbled a little bit, but mostly my wheels get scratched and chipped here and there, maybe a little bit, but I don't crash them hard that they're going to break. And I guess so. And people say, "Oh, the Sherman used stride." Just happened across a video a couple days ago, and he was talking about wheels and getting crashed and damaged, and he made the statement that Shermans are the only wheel that he knows that you can crash them. They'll be okay.
What?
I call BS on that statement.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of destroyed Shermans, and
you rebuilt one.
Yeah, and I rebuilt one. If they're in any kind of a tumble scenario, I don't care what wheel you have, it's going to get broken up and damaged. It might not be total, but it's going to be, things are going to break on it. Headlights are going to fall off, and so I think all wheels are susceptible. And I saw a couple of recent pictures of Masters messed up, and people were saying, "Oh, how fragile it is," but it was.
Well, Roger actually just said that. He just said, I just want to mention UC Vibes. Tommy was saying that he heard have you heard rumors of a suspension monster pro? I don't know. Have you heard any rumors about that, Marty? I don't think so.
No.
Unless that's a watt-hour wheel you're talking about.
Yeah, I think people are just thinking that, well, maybe this 4,800 watt-hour wheel is going to be a modified Monster Pro, maybe.
Okay.
We know now that suspensions can be put on any wheel basically without reduction in battery capacity. Looks like we know how to do it now.
I'm sure that basic design that they've used on their recent wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Roger H says the Master falls to pieces if you ever crash it.
Yeah, if you crash it, but again, I think a lot of wheels can potentially fall to pieces if you crash.
Roger H, right? Two comma Pauper. That's a new name. Welcome to the live stream. Roger H rides things hard, evidently.
Yeah, Roger does, but like I said, he mans up, and when Roger has probably changed. He may have changed more rims than any other guy I know. He broke a rim on. I think it was the first day in the tour last year. He broke a rim. He rides the wheels hard, but he sucks it up and says, "Yeah, okay, well, just put a new rim on, whatever, and fix things up and then go riding."
Collateral damage. Yeah.
I ride wheels. I don't worry about them getting scratched because my attitude is have fun. You're going to be out there, ride your wheel. Don't buy, wraps to keep it all pretty, and
No, I understand. I agree.
have fun.
Tommy with a $20 super chat. Wow, Tommy.
Wow.
That's not necessary, but I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
When you're on the tour, what does that mean? You only get the money when if you go on the tour?
I guess theoretically. Have you seen any of Tommy's videos? Like when he puts on the old man mask and like talks about wheels and shit. It's so funny, man.
Yeah,
It cracks me up. It's hilarious.
I've talked to him. He's Tommy. You're a funny guy. I think I've told you that
He's a funny
directly.
guy. He is.
Yeah, so entertaining.
Especially when he puts the mask on. That's the best when he puts the mask on.
Yeah,
No, he's creative.
that gives me bad dreams, so I can't watch The Mask. So.
You don't like the mask? Spartacus says it's not a mask. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Tommy's aging. I don't know. But he was live streaming. Tommy, you were live. I saw notice that you were live streaming earlier tonight. I guess it didn't last very long, but I saw he was live streaming earlier.
I think I joined one of his live streams on the chat, but he ignored me. He ignored me, so I think I left it.
What? How can that be?
Sometimes I join chats and I talk and stuff for a while, but a lot of the guys don't pay much attention to the chat.
Well,
stuff.
New York City guys. I mean, come on. We know what New York City is about you.
Yeah, they're pretty rude.
Can be, yeah, for sure. All right, so I'm almost done with my last Miller Lite, and I don't think you were here, Marty, but I'm gonna drink a Guinness, which is the green screen. You can't see it, but it's a Guinness. Yeah. And I don't usually drink beer like that because it's very thick and bitter and dark. But have you ever drank Guinness before? I know you don't drink much, but
no, when I do drink beer, I like strong beers. I like IPAs. I like.
You like Guinness?
I think I have had, but draft, not from the bottle. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I had one years ago. I went over to Ireland with my dad and with the whole family, and I had Guinness, genuine Guinness from a bar in Ireland, and it almost felt like I had to chew it. It was just.
Wow, was it? It wasn't good. I mean,
no. Well, not for my taste. No.
Was it warm or refrigerated?
I don't know. Are you supposed to drink Guinness warm?
No, I'm just. They have a.
Is out of a tap?
This might be outdated, but there was I think, historically. Well, before refrigeration, of course. Historically, I think England's, they would drink their beers room temperature.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, that just reminds me. I have a glass in the freezer for the Guinness. Let me go get it. Hi, baby.
Do I do night rides on the tour? Not specifically, though. That request has been put in, and one of the rides, it's a split day ride. Nice frosted glass.
Yeah.
It's a split day ride where in the morning we do the Fullerton Loop, which is an amazing, fun ride. That's in the morning, and then we meet up in the afternoon to go to tour around the Hollywood Sign, those mountains, and towards the end of that we get up the Hollywood Sign right before sunset to enjoy the sunset on top of the Hollywood Sign, and then we ride back, and it's basically dark. That would be the only night ride right now that we do. Again, there's so much. I could probably do a 2-week tour with having varied rides, and night rides are pretty fun. Yeah.
Look at the head on that thing. I don't know how well you can see that. Oh my God.
Yeah. I have to wait about 5 minutes.
Yeah, wait a little bit. Wow. That's crazy. So Tommy says he ended your live and told my viewers to watch your live. All 3 viewers. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate that. That's very nice.
I love your humor there. So
Yeah. Guinness is a light. Mike says Guinness is a light beer to me. What? Kidding me? Oh my God. Try a barrel aged stout. Okay. Yeah. No thanks. Okay. I don't remember this person before. Malcontent Youth. Welcome to the live stream. I don't think I've seen you in a stream before, but welcome. Maybe you were in Tommy's stream. Maybe you're one of the 3 people that was on Tommy's stream. I'm not sure. Harold says, "Yeah, you might need a spoon for the beer." That's yeah. That was my impression. Yeah, I mean, oh, God.
bunch of local writers for me.
Well, maybe word got out that Uncle Marty, who calls you Uncle Marty? Brandon from EVs calls you that, right? Is it Brandon or Brad? Brandon.
Brad.
Okay,
Brad and Lucas, those 2 guys, they're funny. Yeah.
I love those guys. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Oh God, so bad. Oh.
Wow.
I've had 4 Miller Lights and it still tastes that bad. Really? Wow.
Huh. Do you like dark beers in general?
No, I don't.
Oh.
No, I bought it just because I thought it'd be funny to drink it on stream because I knew that it wouldn't be good.
Okay, great.
2 Popper. Marty, I thought you'd done a night ride at Mount Baldy, the night where Roger had a little incident.
Yeah, I wonder who 2 Popper is. Is he a local?
I don't know.
Are you a local?
Can you please identify yourself?
Yeah, but yeah, we do Mount Baldy ride. It's a if you ever do get out here, Duff, it's a arguably the most beautiful scenic mountain ride you can do on an EUC.
I would love the environment that you ride in, Marty. I mean, it's so beautiful. No, I would love that. Absolutely. I mean, compared to Florida, I mean, come on.
Yeah, and that ride, we've done that now a few times at night, where we ride up in the evening, have some alcoholic beverages up at the tavern up at the top, and then after the sunset, we all put on all the lights and ride 25 miles down this winding mountain road with basically no cars. And
that's cool.
Just
I didn't know
really
they had
fun.
a tavern up top there at Mount Baldy. They have a bar up there?
Well, yeah, it's a town. Basically, it's a ski resort kind of a town.
Okay, cool. That's right, because you rode through that on the way back from your adventure. That's right.
Yeah. So there's a place that I found originally when I first rode this road, and yeah, it's a great. They've hosted us every time on the tour. That's where we've done the events. The last day we ride up there, and so it's a bar, tavern, restaurant. So you get food and drinks. And Roger H had we think the waitress spiked his, gave him some pretty strong drinks, and he was. So
really?
on this night ride, he was
wrecked.
He was out drunk, man, and
wow.
he had a bad fall that no one quite saw because Roger's an animal, right? I mean, he's fearless and just super fast and everything. Well, he went around a corner, no one quite saw it, but he was totally drunk and he had a bad crash and wiped out. And found out later that I forget all the injuries. He broke some ribs, ruptured spleen. He had to go to the hospital, I think, I don't know if it was a day or two. I mean, he only told me that later because he had the accident and he was totally out of it. So, you don't feel and plus the adrenaline, you don't even feel the injuries you've had. So I guess it wasn't until the next day when blood and everything, he had to go to the hospital, and yeah.
That
So
sounds terrible. Oh my God. Wow.
he doesn't drink anymore on rides. So.
Probably a good idea.
Not big, but again, we think the waitress spiked just gave him a lot of extra alcohol in some of his drinks, and
Wow.
he wasn't prepared for it.
Sounds it. It's crazy. Tommy says that was awesome when EVs was in Marty's shop. Yes, that was a very funny segment. I remember that.
You saw that? Yeah.
Yeah, when EV guys to shoot in your shop, that was kind of funny. Marty's shop has twice as many EUCs as EV's warehouse. Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but that's you're gonna hear some big things about EVs coming up. I don't know if it'll happen this year. Might be next year, but these guys got they got big plans, and
They're ambitious because I mean I heard a video they were talking about. Yeah, we wanna like have franchises and stuff. You know, they are really ambitious.
Yeah, they want to move into the United States and compete, and they're really nice guys, and I think they're
really nice.
I think they're honest. They have good principles behind them. They're yeah.
I like them. Yeah, I think they're great. So this is interesting. I don't think I've ever asked you about what your feeling is in the V13. To me, it's similar to other wheels we've been talking about, where they announce something and then like you get it like a year or 2 years later. He's asking, Dr. PD is asking if we're eager for the Inmotion to review the V13. I heard that supposedly they're going to be releasing something next week about it. Supposedly.
You know what? I'm sorry, guys, but
powerful EUC ever. Remember that.
Okay.
EUC ever.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing this for months now. Oh, yep. I'm gonna wait for the V13, man. It's gonna be awesome. And come on, I'm
with suspicion.
I'm convinced, and maybe get hate mail for this, but I think Inmotion is forever going to be an beginner intermediate wheel manufacturer
for noobs.
Yeah, but there's a market for that, and that's okay. But people who want their handheld, or people want this perception of having a safe wheel, they'll all enthused about Inmotion. And you know this, and I think the word's been getting out more and more. Inmotion is not the most reliable wheel.
They've had major issues. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. You talk to any of the, if you have talk to any of the dealers. You
said that last time. EV said that Inmotion was the worst as far as getting warranty repairs and parts for it. Yeah.
But it's not just them; it's other people too. You can talk to them on the side over a glass of beer, and you'll hear that Inmotion's horrible. And in terms of from the dealer's perspective, dealer can't get parts. I think like in EV's case, they told me that they got a huge shipment of product from new wheels from Inmotion, and they didn't get any parts that they'd requested. And I've heard this from other dealers too, that they have a reputation for keeping all the parts so they can make new wheels, and so they can make it hard to get spare parts to the dealers. So that what happens is a lot of the dealers end up having to cannibalize new wheels to get the parts to ship out to people because their wheels break. Inmotion, they still, maybe this magical V13 will have different MOSFETs, but they still use these wimpy, the small MOSFETs,
Well, I think starting with the V12 HT, that isn't the case anymore, I believe. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think they're moving away from that finally because they got so much heat over the V12 stuff. I mean, that's ridiculous how many of them have failed. But it's it seems like the very early ones, like the ones that I have, that Mickey has, we haven't had any issues, but it's crazy that the amount of issues that the batch 2 and newer ones have had.
But I mean,
So you're not excited for the V13.
I'm not excited for any Inmotion wheel at this point. I'm not saying I will never buy a 16-inch wheel because, I mean,
you said that, you said that last time, which I was kind of surprised by.
Yeah. But who knows? Might be surprised someday. But generally, I'm just even my S18, which is a 18-inch wheel, kind of feels small to me when I'm used to EXN, Shermans, those kind of class size wheels.
Yeah.
I just think they're more dangerous. The smaller tires, they don't take unexpected obstacles that you might hit, that you just don't see or whatever. They're not as stable. There's a plus side to that, right? The smaller wheel is definitely more agile. It's light. They're light. They're really fun to maneuver and play around with, but therefore they are not as stable. And
has it been clarified? Is the V13 an 18-inch wheel, or is it a 20-inch wheel, or I don't know. It's not 16. I mean, I assume it's at least an 18-inch wheel.
Yeah, no, I wasn't implying that. I was just making a side note, I guess. That I'm not interested in the smaller wheels.
But it's the most powerful wheel ever, Marty. Although I don't think it's good, and it's supposed to have the biggest battery ever for an Inmotion wheel. So maybe 2,000 watt hours. Yeah, exactly.
Woo! I'm gonna stick to my. I'm gonna stick to Inmotions. They make nice wheels, quality wheels. The construction seems really cool, but again, I think Gotway's got them beat now with their how they're building their wheels. But they're intermediate class wheels. I'll change my mind when I go on group rides. I ride with a lot of great riders, better riders than me in my area. And the day that I see guys riding Inmotion wheels, then I'll start changing my mind. But you see new people, they come on the scene, they start joining the rides or meet people, and someone will come on with an Inmotion wheel, and within a month they'll show up with a Gotway or a Sherman. They see the light and they realize they're not going to keep up.
I agree. Although my V10F is pretty nice for $500 is pretty nice.
That was a steal.
With 9 miles.
That's a steal, man. That's a good deal. But when I saw you describing these wheels that you're thinking of getting, I'm thinking, oh God, are you going to pay $1,000 for a V10? Oh my God. So I was relieved to see at least you got one for reasonable.
I mean, a brand new one is $1,600 from eWheels. So
I know, but a used one for $1,000. I mean, God.
Yeah.
To me, it's and then that one that was beat to crap. He wanted. How much did he want again? 8 or how much was that? The first one.
Mm-hmm.
How much did he want for that first?
They wanted with 2,000 miles and a bent rim and kind of beat the hell out of $2,900.
Yeah, I saw that. That was, but you sounded like you were contemplating it a little bit, maybe even.
Well, I offered him 700, and he said, "Okay."
Yeah, 700.
He dropped communication, so maybe he got a better deal. I don't know. It's funny.
Well, apparently, looking at you as an example, I guess there are people out there who will pay the big bucks for the used wheels. So
evidently, yeah. So Tommy says that he's in the same boat with the V12. It's no fun for me. Really? My V12 is a lot of fun. I love my V12. I like it. I'm selling it, although it has no MOSFET issues. I'm over the smaller wheel. Okay. So Tommy, you're selling it in hopes of buying what? I'm curious. Because I think you have a Sherman, Tommy, don't you? I think you do. Hate Mail says, isn't KingSong working on a 16-inch suspension wheel? I don't know. If they are, I haven't heard about it.
KingSong?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
Huh. If they are, it won't be out till a year from now at least.
Yeah, that's probably true. Oh, Larry's got to run.
All right, Larry. See you later.
Yeah. Well, he's probably got to go teach some kung fu or something. Have you ever taken? You've never taken one of Larry's kung fu classes?
No.
Oh God, I gotta choke this down. All right, well, Marty, I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's 11:12 here on the East Coast. I know it's only 8:12 on the West Coast. But
well, thanks for having me on. It was fun talking to you. And
yeah, no, it's always good seeing you. I always like catching up with you. And who knows, man? If you do the tour, maybe I can make it happen this year. You know, because I did get a promotion at my job, so now I don't have to ask for permission to get the time. I can give myself permission.
You can delegate authority, and
I can delegate authority, and I can probably make it happen as long as I can make provisions for my chicken. That's the biggest thing. I only have one chicken left now, Marty.
Yeah, won't it probably maybe be gone by then?
Well, I don't know. She's 7 years old. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to wish untimely demise on my chicken, but it's possible.
Yeah. But
I mean, I had 13 at one time, and I'm down to 1. So,
well, and you intend not to continue after that one's gone?
No, actually, it's funny. Like, I know you don't read my blog, Marty. I'm sure.
Sorry.
I have. Once I got down to 1 chicken, I'm like, she's gonna probably be lonely, so I bought a fake chicken. So I have a fake chicken. I have a fake chicken that I go around the yard, so she thinks that she has like another friend still.
Okay.
She's in the coop with a fake chicken right now, actually. And they named it. The fake chicken's name is Helen. Helen the hen.
So it will be your last chicken, though.
No, yeah. My last chicken's name is Kathy, and yeah, she will be the last one. Yes, it's crazy, like how limiting, like the attachment that I've grown to these chickens over the last 7 years. Like I haven't wanted to like leave the house for any prolonged period of time because I'm worried about chicken care. It's crazy. So you don't get chickens. If you're thinking about it, don't get chickens. Just FYI.
I think that's a problem with all pets.
It is. But I mean, it's easier for me to get someone to watch Elsa, my dog. But yeah, chickens are a mess. So I feel bad like asking someone to watch chickens. So
do chickens give? I'm totally ignorant here, but do they show love and do they show, hey, when you come out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she knows her name. It's funny. Like I'll say her name and she'll respond to her name, and like she'll like squat down so I pet her when I go in there. And no, they have personalities. They definitely have personalities for sure. But it's just, I don't know. I have a weird connection to animals, so I feel bad. And that's why I got her a fake chicken, because I felt bad about her being by herself.
Yeah, no, every time you go on a ride, you talk to the cat. Every time you see an animal, either it's that big, or this big.
Or an alligator. Yes.
You'll talk to the animal and say, hey, how you doing there? And,
I do. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So Marty, now, if I come to California, I mean, you have to consider coming to Florida, because I'd love to see you in the swamp someday. It'd be amazing to have you in the swamp.
Well, I think I've mentioned this. I'm not opposed to it, but I think I mentioned this before, that I guess, well, you know this, you're not in the panhandle. You're in a place that if someone's going to go there, they're going there for that. You're on a mission. It's not like other places in the country. Oh, if you want to visit John, and he's 700 miles out of the way, but you can kind of make a sign.
Yeah,
If it's you, it's a mission, right?
it is. But Marty, I would make it worth your mission, guaranteed. I mean, we would have such a good time. I mean, we could play bingo. I could show you how to play pickleball.
I was just gonna say.
You could probably get a colonoscopy while you're here. I mean, it'd be great. You'd love it.
And maybe they have colonoscopy tours, right? Where
Oh yeah. They have walk-in colonoscopy, clinics here, so
cool.
that's no problem.
All right, done.
So, anyways, all right. Well, thanks for joining me, Marty. I appreciate it.
Okay, it was fun.
All right.
See you guys.
Talk to you later. All right. Bye. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 11:15ish around here, and yeah, I was going to talk about some other things, but when Marty's on, we talk about other things. So, but that's a good reason for me to have a live stream in the future. So, in the nearer future, not a month and a half, but maybe, I don't know, a couple of weeks. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And until next time, Duff Man out. Adios, amigos.